which I sort of forgot about, really. Not only is there a Ford company in England that does the English style cars, and you had your Ford company in Australia that does the Australian type of Ford cars. You had the Japanese Ford company as well. They did the Mazda type of looking cars. Geez, it must be a lonely life for a trucker in America. Actually, I've been watching on YouTube this real life American trucker based in Vegas, and he's just started playing ATS, and very recently, well, a couple of months ago, and also now just recently got into ETS and driving around there, because he used to he was actually stationed in Germany when he was in the US Army, so he put his base there and his garage there and stuff. It's quite interesting. Watching him drive a truck in ATS, and then watching how I drive the truck in ATS, comparing a real life trucker to a pretend life trucker. Oh, I don't know. I know there's a lot, and I also know a lot of people who played this game got inspired to get their truck license and become truckers. And I suppose it didn't surprise me, to be honest, because what surprised me, which ruined the surprise, is how many farmers play Farming Simulator, and quite a lot do. So therefore, when I realised, when someone mentioned how many will see a trucker playing Trucking Sim, it didn't surprise me. I could bypass the way station. How nice of them. Maybe I should pull into this one just to make it even. Oh, that 70 mile an hour didn't last long, did it? Yeah, well, that's the same with farming. You spend like hours in a day playing farming, and then you go off and play Farming Simulator, but it's all you know. I mean, it's like mechanics. Do you notice a mechanic's car looks like the worst car on the road? Like they never do any work on it, so you think, oh, they must get home and don't want to do anything to do with cars or anything like that. But the reason it is because they spend most of their time fixing their friends' and family's cars on their time off. They don't get a chance to do their own cars. And you think they'd go no, but they spend a lot of time because it's what they know. They enjoy it. They do it because they enjoy it. They don't need anything else in life. And that must be nice, not needing anything else in life, being content with what you got. And what you know and what you do. I've been contemplating and doing a Friday night stream tonight. Not sure as yet. Call of Duty. Definitely the matured version for that, because I leave the voice chat on for the games, because I like listening to people complain and moan about a game. Sort of like I do. I've actually stopped doing that now. I've started enjoying the game and doing a bit better. For the most part, there are times where you play against people who either got a very high ping, which they definitely have the advantage of a high ping, because when I sometimes play, like on my day off on a Wednesday, I play in the morning, and because there's no one around in Australia and New Zealand service, I get plonked onto American service and they have a ping of 200 milliseconds and plus, and I really do well, really well. Then you also get the ones that boost. Using a VPN. I tried that out because the VPN said you might be able to better your ping. I wasn't using it for boosting, and with the boostings what people do is they change their location, and then they go onto a server, and because their ping's so high, what Call of Duty does is it match makes you with people that have a lower KD than you, people that are not as good as you, because to compensate for the ping. But I was joining my local servers and seeing if I get a better ping on my thing, and it made it worse. And it changed my net type from open to moderate, so I got my money back. Alright mate, thanks for popping in. It's been glitchy all stream, is it? Well, that's a pain, isn't it? Alright, have a good one mate. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, hopefully we'll catch you tomorrow. Actually, there was something I forgot to check. I've changed a setting, and yeah, it has sort of fixed it. Okay. Roughly around the time I go make my coffee, my Steam manager stops picking up the stream, because ages ago Edge brought out the sleeping tabs function. And so after a certain time, they put the tabs to sleep. But I had that open, but it's behind Streamlabs, so I'm not actually seeing it, but I have it open, but it still seems to, it stops streaming, and I have to refresh the page. So I found the options for that, and I turned it off to never. Well, I turned it, the option to never, I didn't turn it, well I turned it off, but it was a weird way of saying it, wasn't it? I turned it off to never. And I just remembered then. I thought I'd check it, because it was always around the same time I went off and made my coffee. And usually what triggered my memory of it is because roughly around the same time I'll get the GeForce overlay, experience overlay notification come up, like I just started the game, and I've just noticed that stopped as well. So whether or not that's, surely that's No, why would it use edge? There's just nothing around, isn't it? Grass, flowers, that's it. Clouds and sky. No extra money at all. Yeah, each ticking minute that goes by, less and less likely to hit that $1 million by the end of this delivery. We still got to sleep though. But I doubt we get $200,000 over a night of sleeping. Oh, I tell you what I did notice yesterday with ATS after I finished and bought that last truck. We bought a truck during the stream, as you remember, and we put a worker in it, and then we bought another truck. But it turns out I didn't hire a worker for that truck. So we had a truck sitting there for the last bit of the stream with no worker in it making us money. Oh, trees. I've never been happier to see some trees. This must mean we're out of Montana. Trees, buildings, definitely no longer in Montana. It's just really interesting that ATS announced the Montana DLC when they haven't still released the Texas one yet. So, if they're working on the Montana, wouldn't you think that the Texas one must be done and it should be released by now? There's $5,000. And if that's not the case, why aren't they concentrating on Texas considering how big the state is before they moved on to Montana? Or is it because they had one team working on Texas, one team working on Russia, and because what's happening at the moment, they are deciding not to release the Russian one and move that team on to do Montana. Well, you think Texas, because Texas has been sitting around for ages on my wish list. It was announced a long, long time ago. Yeah, but if they started Texas way before Montana, instead of putting their team onto Montana, that's what I'm assuming they're doing. I'm assuming, you know, I mean, it's quite possible that the same team doing Texas is doing Montana and they're working between the two, which makes no sense there as well. But it also makes no sense if they put a team onto Montana, why don't they get that team to work on Texas, because the amount of time to do Montana will probably be the same amount of time to finish off Texas because of the size. You know what I mean? You concentrate on Texas and then move to Montana. But I'm guessing what they've done, they've got their separate things, and the only thing that makes more sense out of the whole situation is the fact, like I said, with the Russian one, because of what's going on, they've decided, no, we're not going to release Russia. And we've got the team there, they can stop working on Russia, we'll move them, and they can start working on Montana. And we have one team doing Montana, one team carrying on with Texas. In that case, since Montana would be probably a smaller state and finish quicker, that makes the most logical sense. Whether or not it's true or not is another thing, but you know. Yeah, is there any regular updates for the Russian one? Because if there isn't, then that's more likely the case. $300 miles to go. 5 hours, 5.5 hours. Oh, a straight road, I can have a bit of a stretch. Because this drive has been a bit of a stretch. Oh. Money, $4 grand. How's this for stupid, right? I've got a weekly pickup for some medication. Panadol, basically, for my chest. So I get free Panadol for each week. Another 12 grand. And so I've got to wait a week before I can pick my next prescription up, right? Okay. Now, my prescription on the last one was ready on a Tuesday. I can only get to it on a Wednesday and pick it up. So I picked it up on a Wednesday. So the following Wednesday I go in to pick up my prescription. They go, oh, it's not ready, it'll be ready later on this afternoon. Right, that's okay, but I can't get back until the following Wednesday. So I asked my mum to pick it up for me, and she could do it on the Sunday. So she goes in on the Sunday and picks it up. So this Wednesday I'm thinking, because of that I'm covered, I won't go in, I'll just get my mum to pick it up when she goes shopping the next day on the Thursday. And then I can grab it off her whenever. She goes in on the Thursday to pick it up. They spend ages looking for my prescription and then turn around and say, oh, hang on, you picked it up last Sunday, so it's not going to be ready until next Sunday. And my mum's like, well, hang on, I picked it up Sunday because the day it was supposed to be ready, it wasn't ready. He came in the day after it was supposed to be ready, it wasn't ready. He had no way to get back. I could only get back here on the Sunday to pick it up. And now because you guys couldn't get it ready in time, you're telling me he has to wait an extra I mean, a weekly dispense, not from when I pick it up, but it's supposed to be ready weekly. And before that, it was always ready weekly. How weird's that? Stupid. So I've got to go without, well, not that I've used them, my chest has been okay, I didn't have one today, which is interesting. I also haven't had, the stomach's been okay so far, but I'm still in the back of the line. Okay, I think we might sleep here. Actually, let's have a look at the map quickly. Oh, we might be, where's that one? You know what, I will sleep here because it's on the side of the road, saves us turning off. I just got to get there. I thought I was undercutting, and no, I won't bother fueling up. We're only 4 hours away. Where's the sleepy sleep place? Up over there. No updates on Russia. Okay. It's half an hour early that day. Not going to matter. Sunrise is pretty early, doesn't it? Right, I need another bio break because of all the water and everything I've been drinking. We'll sleep through the night and I'll be back as soon as possible. Alright. Well, it is a little dark, but it won't be long, I'm sure. Oh. So now pulled the microphone out from the headsets. It's dying a slow death at the moment. Didn't last long, this one. The earlier brand of this, the earlier model, this one I've got now. The only reason that didn't last long is because I accidentally dropped it, which broke the bit over the top of the head. Now this one's a bit different, but the material around the earpiece on the left has come apart. So, which is disappointing. The other one was so much better than I had. That's for sure. It's almost 800,000. I think the 1 million's off the table. Four hours of driving to go. Yeah, that's the problem, it's 4 hours, but you never know, but you know, it's 110 grand. Well, not really, is it? Because I've got 130 coming in for this, 131. So we really only need about 80 grand, isn't it? I say only 80,000. Well, let me get rid of the, whoops, get rid of them, don't bring them back up, and that. Yeah, it has. Well, generally it's been the ETS that ends up surprising us with big amount of money coming in the last second. Actually, I'll tell you what happened yesterday with ETS. When I actually delivered the tank, we were short. Just $5 or something short to buy that last truck. But what I did, because you'll see it when we start off next week, because I parked there, is just around the corner from where we delivered it was a question mark. So I went and had a look because I was pretty sure that it was a recruitment agency. You know, what I did was I decided that I'll go round there, unlock it and park there and save the game, and we'll start at the recruitment agency. So I've actually parked at the recruitment agency. And I parked it there, jumped out of into the menu, and then I noticed that the money had gone up to enough to buy a car, a thing. So from driving it, and it literally just around the corner. So driving that short distance in that time, I obviously got another amount of money come in from a worker, which I didn't even see it. $70 for how long? I've been caught with this before in this trip. Look at that sunrise in the back in the mirror. They did the colours so well with the sunsets and sunrises, haven't they? Really well in this game. It's been a heck of a drive, isn't it? Sometimes it seemed long, viewless, seamless, seamless as well, seen and seen. So far, the scene bit, just the one altercation. We're back now, surrounded by Mother Nature. And we're back down to a 65 mile an hour speed limit. No wonder I was catching up with these guys so quick. But all in all, I think and I'm pretty sure this is, I mean, we've still got, you know, it's almost 4:30 for me, and we've got a couple of hours to go before we deliver it, and then we've got to go through the whole thing of buying a truck and everything. So I'm guessing this is the only delivery we're doing today. But it really hasn't been that bad. It hasn't sort of dragged on too much, I think. It's been pleasant despite everything. For me anyway, I don't know about the rest of you watching it, but for me it's been pleasant. Pleasant, relaxing drive. Uneventful, I know, but just something about it. It's just like bypass, cool. It just felt like it was something that we needed today. Well, I needed today to stream.
Stay left.
The roundabouts weren't the stress, it was the idiots on it. But yeah, I suppose it was a long drive.
Stay left.
Where's this? Is this Seattle? We're in Washington. Were we going through Seattle or before Seattle? What is this place? Ah, yeah. I had a map and used it, which was probably the easiest thing to do, wasn't it? I'm tempted to bring up the GPS to see how much longer we've got to our destination. But then I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep the suspense of not knowing if we've had any cash come in and what our current balance is until we get there. Yes, we've got to come up with a truck, ladies and gentlemen. And this is for those new here. This is a part where you can get involved. We've got two options left. We've got a Western Star or we've got a Volvo.
Exit.
Are our options. So you might as well start thinking about it now, and then we'll get a vote going and see which is the winner and what we're going to go with. And then after that we go and vote for the model. After we've got the make, we're going for the model. We'll see what the options are and then decide which model we're going to go for. We've got a budget of $400,000, and that goes up by $50,000 every time we buy a new garage. For our own personal trucks, the workers' trucks, they get a budget 150 grand one, which is not so budget in American Truck Simulator. It definitely is in European Truck Simulator too. So yeah, that's what's coming up. So get your thinking caps on. For the moment, obviously it's just the Volvo or Western Star. Which one? Which one would you like me to have? And that'll leave the next choice rather easy because there's only one Volvo. And then we go back around again, start all over again with the truck brands. After we bought our 5 garages driving around the last truck. In both games, both ETS and ATS. And if you actually do know the different models, you know, decide on them. But it comes down to, obviously, please pull in the next way session.
Go straight.
It comes down to, you know, whatever we end up with though. Ad? Oh, not this time for me, mate. I'm not good enough for an ad. They can't find something I already own. They're trying to advertise to me. Yeah, I didn't get one at all. Oh, did you?
Get ready to turn right.